Today we're going to look at a process called factoring, and specifically we're going to look at factoring quadratic functions that are trinomials, so three terms, when the very first term is a coefficient of 1. So when we're factoring, for instance, when we looked at last quarter and multiplying two functions, so here we have f of x and g of x, and let's say I wanted to find f of x times g of x. When we're multiplying, remember, we're putting them in parentheses, and the process of multiplying here is FOIL. So if you remember anything about FOIL, where our very first term is going to be x times x, which in this case would be x squared. The outside term would be x times 2, which would become 2x. The I stands for inside, so that becomes plus 7x when I multiply those two. And lastly, we get 7 times 2, which is 14. And then we collect I-like terms, and we get our final answer. Well, today, we are basically taking something that's written as our final answer here and working backwards so that it's in what's called the factored form, which are in two sets of parentheses there. And so today we're going to look at the reverse of foiling. When we're factoring a trinomial, there's some coefficients that come into play. In fact, this is the standard form of any quadratic function where your x squared is first, your middle term is x, and you have your constant term there of c. And so today when we're looking at factoring, the very first step, if you think about steps, we want to look at factors of that constant term c. And factors meaning both of them multiply to get to that same value. And so for example, if I had x squared plus 2x, let's say minus 15, when I look at factors of negative 15 there, when I'm talking about factors of negative 15, what two numbers multiply to become negative 15? Well, it's easy to think 1 and negative 15 become negative 15 when I multiply them, negative 1 and positive 15. There's also 3 and negative 5 together multiply to be negative 15, and then negative 3 and positive 5. And so these would be all the factors of negative 15. And once you list all the factors, you're looking at those lists and you're saying which pair adds up to the coefficient of b. And so if my coefficient of b in this case is 2, notice that if we look at our list, looks like this last factor that I list, if you were to add those two together, that becomes positive 2. Notice the one above it would become negative 2. And so once you decide which pair it is, we put these into factors, which means, and we're going to be splitting it up as x and x because the only way we can split up x squared is x and x, but then those numbers that we found out which add up to positive 2 there go inside the set of factors like so. And so our negative 3 and positive 5 would be x minus 3x plus 5, and then that would be our final answer, and that would be fully factored there. So let's take a look at a bunch of examples together, and then I'm going to have you guys try a couple on your own later in this lesson. But if I follow these steps, the very first step is thinking of factors that are positive 6 here, right? So we look at our constant term, and if I list my factors of 6, which if it's a positive value, yes, it's true that 1 times 6 would be positive 6, but remember, a negative times a negative is also a positive. And so when you're looking at positive factors, you also want to list both the negatives there. So 1 and 6, negative 1 and negative 6 multiply to be positive 6. 2 times 3 is 6, but also negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. And so these would be all the factors of positive 6. And so our question is which pair of these add up to that middle term there of 5? And so if you look at all these two add up to 7. If you add these two, that becomes negative 7. If you add the next row, that becomes 5. And the last row would be negative 5. So the ones that add up to positive 5 is that 2 and 3. And so our final step is to put them in factored form with parentheses. And since positive 2 and positive 3 are our two factors, we're going to put a plus 2 and a plus 3 with our two factors. So this would be our final answer in factored form. And one good way to check your answers today, in case you are unsure about if you did it correctly is you could always FOIL that out, so you could multiply that out to see if it becomes the exact same expression back after collecting like terms. So that's a good way to check your answers today. Let's take a look at the next one down. So it says x squared plus 7x plus 10. So again, our first step is to look at factors of positive 10. And so if I list all the factors of positive 10, 1 times 10 makes 10, negative 1 times negative 10 makes positive 10, positive 2 and 5 multiply to 10, and also negative 2 times negative 5 becomes negative 10, or positive 10. And so our question is, which ones add up to that middle term here of 7? And so if you look clearly at our list, 2 plus 5 becomes positive 7. So there's my two factors. And so in factored form, if I put the two parentheses there with my x's, that becomes positive 2, positive 5. And that would be my final answer here, x plus 2 times x plus 5. Let's take a look at a couple more together before I have you guys try some on your own. So again, in number 3, if we were to do this one, now this is why it's important to list the negative factors, and you'll see clearly why. But the first step would be listing all the factors of 12, which I think there's a few here. So 1 times 12 would be positive 12. Negative 1 times negative 12 would be positive 12. 2 times 6, negative 2 and negative 6. I believe 3 times 4, and also negative 3 times negative 4. And I think these are all the factors of positive 12. Now that I have my giant list, we're seeing which pair adds up to negative 8 now. So this is why it's important to list the negative factors, because if you only list the positives, you're not going to see which two add up to negative 8. And so if you look at our list down below, first one adds up to 13, the next one's negative 13. The third one adds up to positive 8, but then this one right here, that fourth list down, negative 2 and negative 6, those both add up to negative 8. And so our factored form would be the two sets of parentheses with x there as our first term, and then we're going to fill in negative 2 and negative 6 to represent our two factors here. So x minus 2 times x minus 6 would be our final answer there. And then so the last one, factors of negative 12, well, if it's a negative number, one of the factors must be negative. So if we list our factors here of negative 12, well, 1 times negative 12 is 1, but also the negative 1 times positive 12. Make sure you do the opposite of those. 2 and negative 6, so also negative 2 and positive 6. And then lastly, 3 and negative 4 and negative 3 and positive 4 multiplied to negative 12. And then we're looking at which pair now adds up to, well, if there's nothing in front of x, you got to assume it's a positive 1 there. So which pair adds up to positive 1? Notice the very last pair I listed, negative 3 plus 4 would be positive 1 there. And then so my final answer with my two sets of parentheses there would be x minus 3 and x plus 4 would be my final answer there. So here's a chance for you guys to try on your own. So you can pause the video, see if you can work both of these problems out, and we'll go over these here in a few seconds. Good luck, guys. So if you list the first one, which factors of negative 24, which there is quite a bit here. And so if I look at all the factors of negative 24, 1 in negative 24, negative 1 in positive 24, 2 and negative 12 multiplied to negative 24, but also negative 2 and positive 12. I know it's divisible by 3, so 3 and negative 8, negative 3 and positive 8. It's also divisible by 4, so 4 and negative 6, and negative 4 and positive 6. And I believe those are all the factors of negative 24. And so we're looking at which ones add up to that middle term of negative 2 here. And if you kind of go through the whole list, you should have got positive 4 and negative 6 there. And so x minus 4 and then x plus 6 would have been your final answer there. So if you look at the problem below now, factors of positive 30, and I think there's a lot here. We got 1 and 30, but also don't forget negative 1 and negative 30. 2 and 15, so also negative 2 and negative 15. 3 and 10, and negative 3 and positive 10. 5 and 6, so also negative -5, and -6 there. And so I believe these are all the factors of 30. And so if I look at which ones add up to -11, it looks like it's going to be the -5 and the -6. And so you should have got x -5 parenthesis and x -6 parenthesis, and that would be my final answer there. And again, remember you can always check by foiling it out to see if it matches after collecting like terms that original expression there. So with that said, you guys are free to go practice some of these. Don't forget to check the key out there, and don't forget to submit that homework quiz before the end of the day. Have a great rest of your day, guys.